One of the most contentious cases in cryptocurrency law for a long time has been the one involving Ripple and the SEC. In December 2020, Ripple was hit with a lawsuit by the SEC, who claimed the business was selling XRP without registering it as a security. This was the first step in every direction. This singular incident startled investors, driving XRP's price crashing and prompting several exchanges to delist the cryptocurrency. Due to their lack of knowledge, investors were anxious about the situation. There was concern that Ripple would face hefty fines or perhaps be forced to exit the U.S. market. However, it persisted. In response to criticism, they clarified that XRP, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, is an asset in the digital realm rather than a security. With each passing year, Ripple's legal prowess increased, and the company's string of victories rendered the SEC's case moot. The courts ruled in favor of Ripple on several crucial factors. When traded on secondary markets, XRP, for instance, is not considered a security. Due to these rulings, the SEC is facing a difficult situation. Evidently, their case was not progressing well. Ripple and the entire cryptocurrency industry may celebrate a major victory now that the SEC has caved. For what reasons did the SEC finally cave? In light of this, where does XRP stand going forward? Assemble it piece by piece. It was a while before the SEC finally gave up. An accumulation of factors, including judicial setbacks and Ripple's dogged pursuit of transparent regulations, led to this outcome I have been working on. The SEC's case against Ripple started to crumble when several court decisions rejected their arguments. One of the most devastating strikes was the judge's ruling that XRP, which is traded on secondary markets like exchanges, is not a security. This disproved the SEC's central argument and demonstrated that they lacked solid legal backing for their position. Things became more challenging for the SEC as Ripple continued to gain strength. It would be difficult for them to maintain control of the cryptocurrency industry if they continued suing, which would send the wrong message. Also, the general population began to view the SEC with suspicion. They were inconsistent in their regulation of cryptocurrency, according to several investors and lawmakers. When it became clear that the SEC would lose the entire case in court, they had no other choice except to concede defeat. Nothing about this was a quiet leave, settlement, or outright firing. The victory for Ripple has far-reaching consequences for XRP. Since all questions of legality have been answered, XRP can proceed unfettered by regulatory constraints. This begs the crucial question: where does XRP's price go from here? Would the following few weeks see a major breakout? Now, we may examine the market's reaction and the predictions of experts regarding the future of XRP. Upon hearing that the SEC had relented, the price of XRP immediately changed. People who had been on the sidelines saw this as an opportunity to jump back in, and the demand for purchases skyrocketed. Trade volume skyrocketed within hours as investors regained faith in the market. Big investors who had been wary due to uncertainty about the regulations began to show renewed interest, and exchanges that had previously removed XRP off their lists began to reconsider. It wasn't your run-of-the-mill price hike. A break from the shackles that had held XRP back for years had finally come. It remains to be seen how far XRP can rise now that the litigation has concluded. In the absence of any ambiguity in the law, according to various authorities, the previous all-time high for XRP was $3.84, and it might return there swiftly. Some believe that XRP, if institutionalized and made more useful, might soar above $10 during the next major bull run. If Ripple continues to engage with more banks and payment providers, XRP demand might skyrocket. If this holds, it will become one of the most precious digital assets in the world of finance. Things seem okay in the end, though. Instability in the near future is always possible. After the first price increase, some traders may cash out, but now that regulations are clear, XRP is well positioned for growth. We must now observe the reactions of institutions, the speed with which platforms relist XRP, and Ripple's announcements of additional partnerships in the coming months. The interest in XRP is at an all-time high. If this is indeed the beginning of a much larger ascent, however, what happens next will reveal the truth. Now, let's take a look at the ramifications of this victory for the crypto industry and predict whether the SEC will alter its approach to digital assets going forward. More than just XRP holders will benefit from Ripple's victory versus the SEC. The cryptocurrency industry as a whole might be disrupted. Despite the lack of clear regulations, the SEC has spent years cracking down on digital assets. Because of this, blockchain startups and investors are in the dark. The SEC's authority over cryptocurrency is under unprecedented scrutiny following Ripple's successful resistance. What does this imply for other compromised coins, therefore, if XRP is not considered a security? Would the outcome of this case force the SEC to reevaluate its crypto regulation policies? Many legal experts believe that the SEC will find it more difficult to pursue further blockchain projects in the same vein as Ripple as a result of this ruling. Furthermore, it conveys a powerful statement to the administration. They require explicit legislation to support their claim that digital assets are stocks, rather than just saying so. Politicians may be prompted to design more transparent crypto regulations as a result, providing investors and businesses with the answers they have been seeking. However, other cryptocurrency companies now have a legal avenue to challenge the SEC as a result of this lawsuit. Other projects might be discouraged from caving in to the SEC's accusations if Ripple were to successfully defend itself. This has the potential to shift the power dynamic in favor of innovative concepts and broad adoption of crypto, making SEC regulation more difficult. Now that the laws are clear, the case might significantly impact how institutions use XRP. Financial organizations such as banks and payment processors may feel more comfortable integrating it into their systems if this is the case. Massive agreements, practical applications, and increased demand might drive XRP's price much higher. This is more than just a temporary victory for the SEC. Perhaps this is the beginning of a golden age for cryptocurrencies. In this ideal world, digital assets are finally given the recognition they merit, adoption is rapid, and the laws are crystal clear. However, what is Ripple's future plan? What are their plans to capitalize on this victory? We can predict XRP's future value by analyzing Ripple's next move. Now that the SEC is no longer a concern, Ripple is in an even better position than before. Without worrying about legal disputes, they can focus on building their partnerships, increasing XRP usage, and integrating it into mainstream finance. Even more financial institutions and payment